Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This will be part 2 on the Mini Cooper S 2013 from Mico in Oregon. He sent his computer because of no communication, no start, no family reference. So I got a first part. If you guys want to see it, I will be on the link of on the description on this video, so you guys can see everything in the test that I did before, and I explained all the connections and everything in there. So the second part will be just to test after the repairs his original, because it was be very hard to repair this computer. For some reason, the ICs, I don't know if he Mini Cooper or Bosch actually, right, did some changes on what solder they're using, but it was really, really hard to remove. I have to put them in the hot plate and everything, even with the board removed, as you guys can see. Actually, let me move you, oops, not that one, this one, perfect. Going over to that. All right, so the computer is removed completely from the board, from the actual case, sorry, which is this part, right? So this is a very big heat sink that it needs to be removed, because otherwise you will not be able to desolder components. I mean, you can put them in the hot plate and everything, but you will have to get so hot that you can desolder the rest of the components, and obviously we don't want to do that. All right, I got the top done, ready to go. I don't have well, I have the power supply on, but not on here. So let me put the multimeter so you guys can see it in there. So right now it's reading zero, so let's power is on. Well, the first thing immediately we see is 5 reference. And I haven't checked the computer, so this is already a good sign, like I said on the first video, because this was completely dead. So now this is a good thing. Let's see if we can establish communication. The B number is on this case too. So we should be reading P22268. That's a good sound. I like it. Mini Countryman 2013. And we have P22268. That's perfect. All right, so this is already a fixed computer. I can now put everything back and then seal it. I will always put thermal paste, and that is very important. Let me show you. I have it always in here. Let me get the one that's about to be thrown away. This is the one I use, the MX4. This is a very good thermal compound, and it's not conductive. Very important when you're using thermal compound. Read the specifications of the one you need to use, because sometimes you have to have um, continuity in between the compound, and sometimes you don't. Otherwise, it will get shorter components, right? All right, so let's wait for the top down to finish its menu processing thing, because it's trying right now to contact the entire vehicle, right? So, and we don't have that in here because there's nothing else than the computer connected, right? So that's very good. So I'm trying to lower as much as possible so I can still see. So let me go back to, I think you guys can see something, but let me go back to settings and lower the brightness on the screen a little more. I got them in 10%, so I'm not sure if I can lower it more. Yeah, I think that's probably the best for you. All right, so yeah, I think you guys can now read better. We're going to do a manual selection. This is a Mini Cooper. Even though I read the VIN number, we need to do a manual selection because the rest of the car is not here, right? The gateway is not here. So this is an R60, so it's the last line. And we're going into drive, engine computer, and so on, right? Remember, the ECM is a term that mostly is used into American and Asian modules. European, they call digital motor electronics, or motor electronics in the case of Mercedes-Benz. All right, so we go into the DME, and this is just to even read more. Okay, we got again the B number, WP 222668, perfect. All right, we're going to click and continue, and we're going to read the full codes. And this is going to have a lot of codes, obviously, because nothing is connected, but definitely it's live. So this is good. So I'm going to Do you want to display the P codes? I don't. I'm going to go over to the data stream just to go over to, let's go over to motor operating values. I'm going to click onto the battery voltage so I can show you in a graph. Let me graph that one. And I'm going to change the voltage so we can see and make sure the computer is reading, right? So that is a live reading. So we can see, and hopefully, yeah, you guys can see that in there. I'm changing the graph up and down. I don't want to go too far down or too far up because I don't want to lose communication based on too much of voltage or too low of voltage. But we can see the graph. So the scanner is communicating perfectly. We got 5 volt reference. So Mico, your computer is 100% repaired. I'm going to contact you because right now your computer is fully operational. So this is nothing wrong. As far as what it was a concern that you have is fixed. But if you want, I can clone that with computer and you can have a spare. So this is a perfect moment. I have it here. So I'm going to contact you and see if you want to. Obviously, that's going to incur in more charges, but it's your decision. You want to have a spare in case something happens. It will be a plug and play, which is very important. You don't need to do any programming or nothing because it will be an exact match of this computer. So you can just plug it, start a car, and good to go. Same thing as with this one, right? So you just plug it and it's good to go, starts and everything. So it was always nice so you don't have a downtime like today, right? You have your car in a garage or in a shop because your computer got damaged. But if you have a spare one, you can just always send it to repair and then you have a spare computer because those in eBay, they're not that expensive. Uh, I guess, again, I don't know anything about the computer, so I cannot give you any warranty. I can just clone it, good or bad. It's your call. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. And I hope that you like all the new captures, all the new views that you can see. Let me know what you think. I am always trying to get you the best possible experience, and this is why I have all these now different captures that you can see. I like in here the wire diagram. I can flip those cameras with the ease of the Stream Deck from Elgato. This is what I'm using here. I got one on this side, one on that side. I'm using my iPad to make sure that I can keep you on the right uh, cameras because even though I already know how they are or where they are, it's confusing sometimes as you get more alone to, it gets, you get used to it. It's like a muscle memory, right? All right, guys, thank you so much. I see you next time. Bye bye.